Hey everyone, Brandon from Brandon's Baseball Cards here. Tonight I want to discuss the National and maybe pick some of your brains about what you think is going to happen, because obviously we don't know if the National is going to be able to go this year. There was an interview that Bench Clear Media did with one of the executive directors. I don't know his exact title, but one of the executive directors of the National Sports Collectors Convention. And it was well done. You know, Mike did a great job, but the answers were largely corporate speak for we don't know if we're going to have a show. And after that interview in particular, I just became, I think it's important that we're not necessarily pessimistic, but we're realistic here about the prospects for this show. This show could very, very easily not happen. Very easily not happen. And we need to be prepared for that. And there's a lot of questions. The fact that they don't have any confirmed autograph guests, right? How exactly would social distancing protocols be enforced, especially in Rosemont, this very confined convention center where there's a lot of tables that are crammed in? How is social distancing enforced, right? Ideally, you would think that a lot of the attendees would be getting vaccinated, or hopefully by the time of the show, you know, hopefully the majority of people would be vaccinated. That's not always the case. You know, people have, not everybody has access to the vaccine yet. And you know, there are issues sometimes surrounding the distribution of the vaccine or of the vaccines and things like this. So there's an issue with that potentially. You know, there will absolutely be, if it does happen, there will absolutely be a mask mandate, no question. And we all need to be very respectful and courteous of that, because, you know, in addition to, you know, helping stop the spread of this virus, you know, it's also, it's a good gesture to show that you actually care about your fellow humans. Because, you know, to me, maybe this is just me, to me, nothing says I don't care more than when I see someone with a mask over their mouth and their nose is out. You've essentially demonstrated to me in that act that you don't give a shit about humanity. And that maybe you're just, people that do that are just ignorant, but whenever I see that, this is a tangent, but hopefully, you know, some of you can relate to what I'm saying. But either way, you know, there will be a mask mandate, I would imagine, if it does happen. But how's the vaccine rollout going to go? You know, there's so many questions. But the issue here is the fact that we need to know soon. We're 4 months out, a little over 4 months out. They're going to have to say something definitive very, very, very soon. The show is either going to happen or it's not. There's no middle ground for the National. You can't say, well, we're going to have a National with 200 tables. That's not a National. The National is what it is because it's big. It's a large card show, you know, the largest in the industry, even with Dallas, you know, rivaling it in size now. It's still the biggest show that we have. And so, you know, I don't know if it's going to happen. If the fact that they don't have any confirmed autograph guests, and even if in this short notice, okay, how many people are actually, especially some of the elderly players, right? How many people are actually going to agree, you know, to be signers at the show? You know, if you're a player like Brooks Robinson, not to pick on him, or Rod Carew, or you know, Willie Mays, or some of these Hall of Famers that we have, some of the greatest players of all time that are still alive and walking among us, and you're in your 80s or 90s. Why in the hell would you want to expose yourself to anything? Even if you've been vaccinated, right? Even if you've been vaccinated, why in the heck would you do that? Unless you're desperate for cash, you know, so desperate that you would willingly expose yourself to this potentially to this virus, why would you do it? So I think they're going to have a hard time finding people to do signings, or maybe they'll do where maybe there'll be private signings where people drop off items and then they'll get their, you pay and then you get your item signed without getting to meet the person. I could see that being a possibility, but it just seems like we should have known by now. The fact that we haven't heard anything, I understand, and again, I'm not saying it's definitely not happening, but we need to be prepared. Unless they try to do what they did last year, kick the can down the road till December, but till later in the year. But even then, is this what we should be doing right now? And it's hard because we love this hobby, and the National is it's a lot of fun. It's a blast. It's a great community event. But there's just so much uncertainty, and I could easily see this not happening. And I don't mean to be a wet blanket or anything like that. Hopefully this video doesn't get too many haters, because we need to be honest here. But I just wanted to kind of have a little rant and just throw some stuff out there and see what your guys' thoughts are, because we're coming down to it, and there's a lot of flights that need to be booked. And if you haven't booked a hotel, you need to book a hotel sooner rather than later, probably in the next couple of days. Speaking realistically, if this is going to happen, then we need to really prepare, and that means we have to have information. And so if we don't know something in the next few weeks, I don't know what's going to happen. People can't wait forever to book things. So make sure your flight's refundable, just in case. Some unsolicited advice there. But that's all I have for you guys tonight. I hope you're all doing well. Hope you all had a nice weekend. I will be back with another video soon. Keep collecting vintage baseball.